Okay, so the next example that we're going to cover, and we're just going to do a bunch of examples in this video. So for every question, it's stop and start, okay? 8 subtracted from 5 times the number 67. Find the number. Remember your strategy here. Underline everything that is important. Include or use all that important stuff when you write your equation out. Then solve the equation. Go ahead. Okay, so clearly 8 subtracted from 5 times a number is important. That should be underlined. Is important. That's always important because it's the equal sign in the equation. And 67 is the other side. So 5n minus 8, you're from 5 times a number, so the from goes first, right? So 5n minus 8 is 67. Add 8 to both sides. 5n is 75. Divide both sides by 5, and lights flash, bells ring, ding, 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 ding. N is equal to 15. Okay? Next example. 4 less than a number divided by 3 is negative 9. Find the number. And it's important when you do these, by the way, and you're watching the video, if for some reason you're confused, I would suggest going back and watching it a second time. Okay, go ahead. Do this one. Stop and start. We'll go over it in a sec. Okay, so underline the important stuff. 4 less than a number divided by 3. 4 less than a number divided by 3 is negative 9. Find the number. So with less than, it's last shall be first, first shall be last. N over 3 is the number divided by 3. So that number divided by 3, and then I have to take away the 4 because I'm doing last shall be first, first shall be last. And then is equals negative 9. And then I just solve it out. Add 4 to both sides. N over 3 is negative 5. I forgot the over 3 there. Then if I multiply both sides by 3, I get n is equal to negative 15. Okay. So there are 3 examples so far of what I would call pretty straightforward ones. Find the number types of questions. Now we get into what we started working on a little bit there with setting up problems. The sum of 3 consecutive odd integers is 45. And maybe for the first time, we feel like we're fighting Ivan Drago. Don't let it bother you. Okay, what are the important things? Just underline them. Don't get stressed at all. Okay, so I assume you did stop and start to begin this. The first part that's important, sum of 3 consecutive odd integers, and then is, and then 45. Find the integers. So it says 3 consecutive odd integers. So that means I'm going to use x plus 2, and x plus 4. And then it says the sum of those. Sum means to add them up. So I put an underline here, not because we're going to use it, but because I wanted you to see and separate them. Here's the first x. This x is the first x here. Then the x plus 2 is the next part, x plus 2. And then x plus 4 is the last number of the 3 consecutive, and it's over there, x plus 4. Now, as you look at this, is this the same side or an opposite side? It's the same side. So I get all my x's together, 1x, 2x, and 3x. All my x's live into x's. That's George Strait. He's a great country singer. Back to what we're talking about. 1x plus another x is 2x plus another x is 3x plus 6 is equal to 45. Subtract 6 from both sides. Standard two-stepper here. 3x is equal to 39. Dividing by 3, I get x is 13. But that is not the answer. 13, 15, and 17 are the correct answers. You know, I started singing that George Strait song. Obviously, you can tell I stink at singing, but I remember when I was young, like, we'd go into New York City and we'd take elevators and stuff, and I would listen to elevator music with my dad going up these elevators, and my dad would say to me, you know, one day you're going to like this elevator music. And I said, no way, I'm never, ever, ever going to like it. And now I am 58 years young, and I just want to be at peace and mellow. So, yes, I still love Bruce Springsteen and Rich Mullins and some of the classic rock, Deep Purple and stuff that I've listened to over the years. But I have really come to appreciate stress-free, take the stress away music. And George Strait is a country singer, and there's something about that guy's voice that takes all the stress out of my life. So I like George Strait a whole lot. I know it's very important to you to know all this stuff. All right, next question up. The sum of twice the first of three consecutive even integers and the last is equal to the second increased by 42. Danger, danger, danger. Here's my Ivan Drago alert. Underline, guys. Let's get going. Let's underline here. And then write your equation. It's okay to get it wrong. Don't worry about it. We'll get back in over a couple of days. You'll get really good at these. Go ahead. Okay, so it says three consecutive evens. So I know those are x, x plus 2, and x plus 4. And then it says the sum of twice the first. What's the first guy? X. So twice the first is 2x. And the last. What's the last one? X plus 4. So 2x plus x plus 4 is equal to the second one. What's the second one? The second one's right there. It's that middle term. It's the x plus 2 plus 42. Show you what I mean. Sum means add. Here's my first one. And I got to do twice it. So 2x. Here is my last one, x plus 4. So this is the sum of twice the first and the last. And that's going to equal the middle one plus 42. So now I look at it, and remember, the underlining is not for division purposes. It's just to show you which numbers we're using, the first, the second, or the third. Little same side, same operation action going on here. On the left, we've got 3 x's, and on the right, 2 and 42 make 44. And now it's just, okay, opposite side, opposite operation situation, subtract the x's, and I get 2x plus 4 is 44. Then I subtract the 4 from both sides. 2x is 40. Dividing by 2, x is 20. Thankfully, these said even integers. Sometimes I make them up and I mix up even and odd. But 20 is the first one. Then the next one will be 22 and then 24. So that's how we get it. All right. Again, if these give you confusion, go back, look over them again. Another consecutive integer question. We'll stop and start. Go ahead. Okay, so in this one, it says such that twice the second, that's different, find 3 consecutive integers. It's not odd or even, it's just 3 consecutive. So that means x, x plus 1, x plus 2, such that twice the second one, the x plus 1 guy, or n plus 1, increased by 3 times the third. Yikes, that's 3 times in parentheses the third guy, x or n plus 2, is 22 more than 3 times the first. So all those parts should be underlined. The integers consecutive are n plus 1 and n plus 2. So 2 times the middle guy, the second one, there's 2n plus 1, plus 3 times the third guy, there he is going to equal 3 times the first guy increased by 22. Okay, so I got to do some distributing here. 2n plus 2 plus 3 times n is 3n plus 6 equals 3n plus 22. Combine all your n's, get them together. On the left there, that's 5n plus 8 because 2 and 6 make 8. So you're actually combining your variables and your integers. And on the right side, 3n plus 22. Now it looks like an opposite side, opposite operation situation. Subtract the 3n, I get 2n plus 8 is 22. Subtracting the 8, 2n is 14. Dividing by 2, n is 7. So those consecutive integers are 7, 8, and 9. All right. So let me just take a quick, I wanted to do 6 cards in this example here. And that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 cards done. All right, let's go to a 5th card. Ready? A taxi charges $2 to turn on the meter plus 25 cents for each eighth of a mile. If you have $10, how many eighths of a mile can you go? How many miles is that? Rather than have you try this without me, let's do this one together. Okay? And then I have another one just like it that follows this that I'll have you do on your own. So, expression for how much you pay. So, the expression for how much you pay is, I gotta sneeze here in a second, 0.25x plus 2. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, I always sneeze in twos. Nice, powerful sneezes. So, expression for how much you pay is 0.25 right, or $0.25 or 25 cents for each eighth of a mile. So that's 25x, where x is the number of eighths of a mile, and then plus 2, because you get $2 to turn it on. Okay. And then it wants to know how many miles will you go if you spend $10. So $10 equals, now we do the formula to come up with how much it costs. It's 0.25x plus 2. Okay, subtract 2 from both sides. 8 is 0.25x, divided by 0.25. And that, ladies and gentlemen, works out to be 32. But remember, each x is an eighth of a mile. So I have to divide that 32 by 8, and you go 4 miles. Okay? All right. So I'm going to let you look over this for a second before I call in the next one, because the next one's going to be very similar. I'm going to give you 10 seconds or so to look it over. Do 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 da 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 da. I'm not going to go to the second half of the Jeopardy song there. Here's the one for you to try. Okay, give it a shot. A little stop and start moment. Okay, so the expression for how much you pay, again, it's 25 cents for each eighth of a mile, and it's $3. Uh-oh. I might have made a mistake here. No, I only made a mistake in this phrase. That should be 0.25x plus 3. Not plus 2, 0.25x plus 3. Yo muy malo, my bad. All right, 0.25x plus 3. And here's my correct equation. $12 this time is 0.25x plus 3. Okay, so I got it right in the equation. I just forgot to change it on that one. There was a duplicate slide and I just made a mistake. Okay, subtract 3 from both sides. 9 equals 0.25x. Divide both sides by 0.25, and I get x is 36. And remember, x is each eighth of a mile, so I got to do 36 divided by 8. And 36 divided by 8 is not 6. I don't know why it says 6 there. It says you can go 4.5 miles. That's the answer. 36 divided by 8 is 4.5. So please ignore the mistakes from when I duplicated the slide from last time. Apologize. Okay. Let's do this last question, and then we will make a different video. Okay, so after a 40% reduction, an exercise machine sold for $564. How much was the machine before the reduction? Hint, hint, hint. Remember, if you're reducing it by 40%, what percent remains? 60%. Very good. Okay, little stop start here. Get going. I'll go over the correct answers. Okay, with percents, if there is a 40% reduction, 60% remains. So 60% of the original price has to be the remaining price, which is $564. So 60% of the original price is $564. That's 0.60 times n is 564. You could also do percent over 100 equals is over of. If you were to do this using percent over 100 equals is over of, that is how we're going to do it in the next problem. So we'll just keep going with this one, and then in the next one we'll get going on is over of. So 0.60 times that original cost has to be 564. Divide by 0.6 to both sides, and you get $940. I'm going to stop now on this video, okay?